Okay, I guess we're back with part two of my books that I have not read. Maybe this will give me some impetus to read these, but yeah, let's get into it. So, first one here is White Teeth by Zadie Smith. This is a famous one. I think maybe you look up 100 top 100 or top 250 books of the century or things like that. This will be on that list. Never read Zadie Smith, but I know I've read a book by her husband, strangely. Nick Laird from Ireland. It's called Utterly Monkey, I believe. It was okay, not the greatest, but I hear this has a lot more to it, maybe. Very interesting book on different parts of like race relation in England in the late 90s. I'll have to check that out. I've been looking for this, so I'm glad I found it just now. Let's put on one I've never heard of, The Ditch by Herman Koch, a novel by the New York Times best-selling author of the Dinner. Never heard of The Dinner. How does this look on there? Maybe I'll pull it over a little bit. Huh. Robert Walter, popular mayor of Amsterdam, sees his wife toss her head back with laughter. Blah blah blah. She's cheating on him. He's convinced. I don't know. I don't know why I picked this up. I think I got this at I got this at Dollar Tree of all places for $1. It seemed somewhat interesting for $1, a newer book. And people seem to like this author. Maybe I'll check it out. A lot of this stuff is from the very back of my IKEA shelf, the Kallax shelf, so maybe, I don't know what. Like this, I have no idea. Birdman, a novel by Mo Hader. It's got like medical implements and scissors on there, tweezers. I don't know. Birdman, huh? Your worst nightmare is his dream come true. Forensic and investigative detail, huh? Maybe it's a crime story. Is that her? Is Mo a woman? Is a frumpy mom. Maybe she writes good books. She's born in England. After leaving school at 15, she worked as a security guard and a barmaid. Hostess in a Tokyo club and a filmmaker. Huh. Sounds like an interesting person. It could be good. Check this out for sure. Carl Ove Nalsgaard. I feel like I showed one of his. I've never read any of them, but for some reason I've accidentally collected a couple by this author, I think. And he has some semi-autobiographical series too, I think I picked up. Maybe just because they were Dollar Tree. This one I don't think would have been, unless it has that same sticker. Oh, it does. I might have gotten this at Dollar Tree. That's a really cool cover, though. I like it quite. It reminds me of like the waves at Tokugawa painting. Some sort of wave. It's a semi-autobiographical. He's writing a letter to his unborn daughter, this author. Well, good thing I got a book about this this author that I've never heard of and his feelings. He's Norwegian. Huh. I'll try it. This one's a little beat up. What do I got here? Acrobat. Gonzalo Lira. No idea. Huh. Did I take off the dust cover? Sometimes I take them off if I'm reading them because it just annoys me. It's like flapping around or anything. No idea what this is about. Maybe a suspense book. Huh. We'll keep that around. Class Trip by Emmanuel Carrere. Seems like not my kind of thing, but I do remember picking this up. I think at half price books for $1 or $2. Somebody that's going on a class trip, a young boy in France, I guess. he forgets his trunk, so he has to beg the other children for kind of stuff when he goes to camp or something. Huh. This doesn't seem very long. It's a small book, too. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it out. Nabokov, the writer of Lolita and Pale Fire, Nin, I think, things like that. I haven't read any of him, I don't believe. King Queen Name, I just saw the name and at a thrift store, I'll pick that up. Don't know what this one's about. Acapella book sticker, huh? This novel is a story of Dreyer, a wealthy and boisterous proprietor of men's clothing emporium. Ruddy, self-satisfied, and thoroughly masculine, he's perfectly repugnant to his exquisite but cold middle-class wife. I can't read it, it's so small. Huh. Well, that sounds interesting to me. Get into a weird one. Felonious Jazz by Brian Gilmer. This almost looks self-published or something, the way this looks. Yeah, there he is. He signed it. Did you self-publish this, Brian? Laurel Bluff Books. Huh. Well, some of these maybe could be good. Definitely looks like a internet publisher or some kind of thing like that. I don't know. I had jazz in the title. Thought it might be good. 2009. I'll check it out someday. Now we're really getting into stuff, though, that was in the very back, I think, of the closet. This is an Israeli, I think, crime book, crime detective book. 1 Mile and 2 Days Before Sunset by, I can't even read it. Shimon Adaf. I can't. It's like the white is blending in with the other white. Huh. I don't know if I've read any Israeli books, but oh, it's a trilogy, book 1. I have the Dollar Tree sticker on it. I don't know. I'll pick up a translation of some detective stories from a country for no reason. This was just a cool. I got this for free outside. I don't know. I never read Hemingway. Probably should. But I just really like the covers, an appealing old edition, and there he is. There's the man. I know a little bit of like things through in movies based on this stuff, but not a huge fan of his yet. Maybe I'll have to check it out. I read some of his brother started releasing books randomly. Ernest Hemingway's brother around that time, and he's not a great writer, so that was kind of interesting. But just reading little excerpts and stuff, he's a very, very, very good writer. Okay. Oh, and if you read the other part, or if you saw the other part, I guess the Marseille trilogy by Jean-Claude Izzo. I read the first book, so I guess this is part 3. It doesn't say that on here. Maybe that's, oh yeah, the final book in the trilogy. So maybe this is the one I found at the store and maybe buy the other 2, but I guess I will get to those sometime. I actually did read the first one, World Noir. This one's a slightly different, graphic setup. Looks kind of cool. More waves. Oh, another big. I should have brought the dust cover over if I was going to show these off. Can you see them on there? Maybe a little. It's an Irwin Shaw omnibus of 3 of his novels. Someone I just happened onto when I was at my dad's house. I was looking through my old books from college and stuff that I just have in a box. I found an Irwin Shaw book, Night Work, and I must have bought and never read, and I just started reading it, and I really, really loved it. So then I looked up books on eBay I could buy, and of course 3 for $4 or so. I had to pick this up, and I read the first one, Rich Man, Poor Man, very, very good. And I guess the second book, here if you can see it again, Beggar Man Thief, I believe is a continuation of that story. It's about like a family. What is it? It's like a very poor family in New York in like around World War II time when they start, and there's like, they own a bakery, or they run a bakery and they live above it, and there's like a golden boy brother who the whole family kind of lives for, and then one of the youngest is a brother who is really rambunctious and rowdy and tries to like fight all the time, and then there's a sister in the middle who is beautiful but gets overlooked, I think, and things, and it goes all the way through their lives. It's really interesting, long book. I think this is a famous book too, Russian lit, The Dream Life of Sukhanov. Never read it, don't know anything about it, just know it's a famous book. Olga Gershkin's hallucinatory tale of a member of the Soviet privilegencia discovering the price of his pact with the devil. So I don't really read a lot of political books like that, so maybe like, I think I have somewhere One Day in the Life of Ivan Desinovich and things. It just doesn't interest me so much, but maybe something too. And she looks younger, yeah. So this isn't the classic Russian literature era. She's born in 71 and returned to Moscow in 81. What else we got? Maybe something really stupid. I bought it because I had a goat on the cover, I think. E. Richard Johnson, The Judas. It's just also a really rare kind of crime book you don't see online, so maybe I'll just try to sell this or something. An assassin in organized crime. Looks like a British book. These were all in the very back. In the I don't think I'm ever going to get to them. Or I have other ones to read in the same series. Here's a couple. Well, look cool. I've been reading this series for a long time. It's husband and wife team in the 70s in Sweden. My Cheval and Per Valu made these Martin Beck novels, and they're pretty good. I think I read the first 3 or 4, and then so I see these, I pick them up because at half price books I think I got both of these probably for $1 in the clearance section. So might as well. Ooh, this one's all ripped up. So maybe clean that up, but might as well. I eventually would like to have all of them, I guess. And they look really cool in these old, I like this old style with the covers. Cool police, procedural stories. Okay, I think another James Lee Burke, the Dave Robichaux novel. Said I was just collecting those and read the first 3 or so. So I might as well pick them up if see them at half price books or thrift store. Some same things over here. More Robert Craig books. I wonder if I could fit 3 in the frame, yeah. Same thing. I just see them, I pick them up because I've been reading this Elvis Cole series. I saw other stuff maybe, and I didn't pick it up because it wasn't the Elvis Cole series, but maybe eventually. Oh, Joe Pike. They put his name on this one. He was the other guy. He's like a strong, silent type, and Elvis Cole's like the talkative, outlandish, and they run a detective agency together. Oh, is that him in a jean Canadian suit there and his jean jackets? I don't know. Might as well. Maybe I will read through those someday and get rid of them. What do we got? Ooh, that was a long, loud thunder crash. Maybe I should take that as a sign. Carl Yassin, I've been reading him a little bit. Just a very famous kind of schlocky writer. But he's really pretty good. All sorts of different funny. They have comedic angle to them. I think I read a little bit of this. Yeah, it's got quite a bit. I guess it's got a tag in there. Well, I'm not going back to it. I don't remember it, so I'd have to start over maybe. But another one I see him, I pick up every once in a while, but I'm not actively reading anything by him. This I probably shouldn't have picked up. It's from Martin Krusmith, the author of Gorky Park, which I think I have. I haven't read it. Kind of a stereotypical spy story, like your Born Identity or something. And this might be even a sequel to Gorky Park or in that series, so I'm not really going to want to read it. And it's in bad shape. Not really going to want to read it unless I read the other ones. This looks like another one I got at Dollar Tree or something. Ren Wardham, Escapology. No idea. Maybe this is a science fiction, techno, cyberpunk. I've seen this around quite a bit, so I think it must be very cheap and not that great or anything. Yeah, another one I probably would never get to, but I have it in the collection. I made that decision at one point, so maybe I will. We'll see. Yeah, The Quarry by Max Allan Collins. I guess he wrote A Perdition. He's writer of comic books and stuff too, apparently, like Mystery. I don't know, but I have a different Quarry series that's not this one, so it's strange that two different people came up with that. But if I see the hard case crime label, I'm gonna pick it up. Unless it's Stephen King. I probably don't need Stephen King books, but I pick up all these hard case crime ones when I see them. I really like that imprint. It's currently running imprint, and they do a lot of cool stuff. Right up my alley. I think I read one of these, but I can't remember which one. The Maker of Universes and the Universe Maker by two different people. I accidentally bought them at different times, and now I think I read one of them, and I don't know which. So that's kind of weird. Maybe someday get into them. There's two classics, maybe obscure sci-fi books. He's about to die for a crime he committed 400 years. That sounds familiar. Yes, does not. So maybe that's our answer. But who knows? This certainly looks like something I'm never going to read. Mike Resnick. Is it Santiago? A Myth from the Far Future. I don't know why I picked this up. Maybe I picked it up a long time ago. The Swag Man collects art at gunpoint. Sebastian Nightingale Kane, bounty hunter. Virtue Mackenzie, freelance reporter. I do buy stuff just because it looks dumb sometimes. Huh. Oh, I think this is my hometown in Ohio or something is where this would have come from. Yeah. And I just thought it was funny and picked it up. What is this I'm looking at? Another sci-fi book I'll probably never read. I'm not a huge sci-fi fan, but maybe I'll start reading one. I'm almost done with the book I'm reading now, which is a different one than what I said I was reading last time. So I've read a couple since then. The Age of the Pussyfoot. Oh, yeah, I know it well. Drunkard's Walk. I'll have to check this out. Walker Percy, author of the Thanatos Syndrome. It's not the Walker Percy who did Moviegoer, is it? I really like Moviegoer. That's a very famous book. If it is, then I have read. I want to look up right now while my phone is recording this. Huh. It doesn't sound like the Walker Percy who wrote Moviegoer. But that's a strange name for multiple people to have. No, it is him. His first novel, and then now he writes stuff like this, I guess. I read The Last Gentleman by him also. They're very good, so I don't know why he's writing like a kind of Christian almost book. Christian science monger liked it. Here's some author I see referenced sometimes, but I'm not a classic reader, so I don't know what this is. Wild Geese, Ogai Mori, or I guess Mori Ogai. Cool cover and a little cool release of it by Turtle. I don't know who that is. Wow, this is like more academic release. Bound to gain a wide Western audience. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, this is really stiff. This is gonna just like explode if I start reading it. The spine is gonna break. Very interesting. I do hear about this writer from time to time, so I guess this is a real classic. Here's a writer I like, Neil Stevenson. He's a writer of, I've only read 3 of his books. Snow Crash is a famous one. Diamond Age, or a young lady's illustrative primer, and Anthem. Those are all three really great kind of cyberpunk books. Anthem has more of a weird story base. It has like a lot of like theoretical physics and stuff in it, so you have to have some understanding of that to really get it. So it took a lot of rereading for me to get through that book, but I think this is more along that line. We're talking about the relationship between like linguistics and reality, and between history and people's perception of history and reality. Oof, yeah, this looks like a very dense kind of thing. Might be 3 stories in one or something. Proud of them, they put it in paperback. It's massive. I assume I will get to this someday, but yeah, 3 novels in one, featuring healthy portions of World War II adventure, cryptography. I'm not big on that. Is that like breaking code? And high-tech finance. I like kind of the far-flung future stuff from him, so we'll see. Maybe I'll give it a go and then give up. There's a weird one I found at the thrift store. I guess this is a Japanese release in English and Japanese. It's like essays from people about post-Fukushima world. If you know the earthquakes that caused the tsunamis and the meltdown, I guess, at the Fukushima power plant, nuclear power plant, and now just knowing how Japan is and how their culture works. In my mind, there's a lot of paranoia, and Fukushima is now like an untouchable place. People don't want to live or go, whereas it's probably not a huge issue. But so it's hard to relate to these people's sob story and everything and listen to them probably for me. But I just thought it was really weird. And you find stuff released in Japan that's in English. It seems like a Christian or some sort of like pseudo cultish type church put this out. So I don't know if I would believe a lot of this stuff, but a lot of different people, including people it looks like expats who lived in Japan, did interviews and wrote short stories for this. This really could be something. There's the whole Japanese part. I just don't know if I would ever read it, but I couldn't pass it up. Something this like out there and weird. Living in a post-Fukushima world. There's a writer I like sometimes and don't like other times. Len Deighton, City of Gold. He's kind of known, Len Deighton, for writing spy stories in England for the Harry Palmer series. Well, I guess that's what they called him in the movies, but in the books he's unnamed. But there are Michael Caine movies based on it. Chris File series. So I've been reading some of his like more recent new ones than the 60s or whatever. So this would probably be 70s or 80s, I guess. I've read Mamista. I've read a series that he did later on I kind of liked, which is like a spy guy whose wife turns out to be a mole for another plant. There's like 6 stories. I read the first 4 and then forgot about it, but those were pretty good. I read pretty much all of the beginning ones here. And then these ones is what I'm talking about. I read Berlin Game, Mexico Set, London Match, and then Spy Hook and Mamista. So this is probably, gosh, are we all the way to the 80s? Whatever this is about. 92. Is that the book or the release? Boy, I hope we don't lose power. Sure seems like I might. There's just a big old picture of him. He's a cool writer. Sometimes it gets kind of old. There's a newer John le Carre book, Agent Running in the Field. I'm not particularly wild of his newest stuff. Seems like he'd be like 90 years old when he wrote this, if he doesn't use a ghostwriter. Maybe if I just keep pushing through, we're not going to lose power. But yeah, he's written lots and lots of stories. I don't know, maybe I'll check it out. But it seemed like these newer ones, there's almost nothing to them. Now I think we're getting back. Oh, no, we're not. Not for a few yet. I was going to say we're almost getting back into stuff that I have towards the outside that I'd like to read, but this I do not know. This stupid picture, first of all, has nothing to do with anything, but I think woman, it's kind of a light novels. Loup Garou, it's like werewolf stories with these families of werewolves and whatnot, and Japanese stories. I read like 5 pages and I was like, nope, this is incredibly stupid, and I stopped reading it. But you know, something like this, I'm gonna always pick it up if I see it. Has no value really, but I'm keep it in my collection of translated Japanese novels, which I have a good amount of, believe it or not. Oof, big heavy one. This is one I was happy to find I never read it. Happy to find at the thrift store. I've been looking for this for decades. It's Paul Thoreau. He wrote Mosquito Coast. I am really familiar. He writes like more like books of traveling in Southeast Asia and things. Like Saint Jack, I think, is based on one of his books, a Peter Bogdanovich movie. But then he just randomly wrote a science fiction book, and that kind of intrigued me. So I thought I would hunt it down, and I looked and looked and looked for this book, found it, and promptly put it away and never read it. Maybe I will read this next. There's a $1.79 somewhere. I might have gotten this in Australia, actually. I don't remember. Take the stupid sticker off at some point. Is it really long? It doesn't seem too bad. It's big writing. Ozone. No idea what this is. It's got kind of a bookmark in it. Charles Cumming, the novel, Divided Spy. Boy, I have no idea what this is. A former MI6 officer thought he was done spying, but they drew him back into the game. He's gonna take revenge. No idea. Did I read some of it? Why has it got a... It is like the first few chapters. Boy. You absolutely no memory of this whatsoever. This could be anything. Huh. Okay. Another writer I was looking for, I never ended up reading. An Allie Burns novel. I hope it's the first one. Val McDermott, who I think is a woman, short for Valerie. She, I believe, oh yeah, her Queen of Crime status. I wasn't huge on her, the way she wrote, but I read a thing where she was praising the earlier ones I showed, the Martin Beck series by Père Valu and Mai Cheval. Made me want to read her. This seems like it was her writing's way less polished. But as someone who's got a big reputation as a crime writer and everything, this looks like it'd be pretty simple to read. So I wanted to try her out, like actual fiction out, but I did not yet. What am I looking at here? Are these windshield wipers or some sort of gun? I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, this part of the typewriter, I guess. You know, we're getting somewhere near the end of what I brought out. So it'll be 3 parts, I guess, this thing of my books I've yet to read. And probably a lot of them I will never read. This one, I don't know why I got it. Probably never read it. Arturo Perez Reverte. The Flanders panel. This seems kind of cheesy. A sophisticated whodunit in the European art world. Well plotted. I think it just reminded me of the Dumas Club, so I picked it up. First-rate writer with a rare gift for exploiting his medium to the fullest. It seems kind of like a simplistic book. A new excellent writer from Spain. Huh. Another John le Carre. This looks like a movie version, so I guess when the movie came out, they re-released the book with the pictures on the front, but I assume it's just the book. It's not a novelization of the movie or anything. Never heard of it. A Most Wanted Man. There's another John le Carre I didn't know I had. So maybe I got this at the thrift store and I'll have to check it out. I do like some of his later period stuff, but not when he's like 95 years old. Here's one I got, Submission by Michel Houellebecq. I read his first 2 books and I quite liked them. Very, very difficult writer, violent and kind of gross and scary at times. I think it's a very interesting French writer. He's I did this, I think. It was all ripped up and I put it back on the Scotch tape. Now, he's also a literary critic. I think I've read, yeah, the first two. His first book was, they released as Whatever, for some reason, was the name they released in America. And that's kind of interesting. About like a reluctant guy who decides to kill someone, and then he meets someone in the, like in a bar, and they start talking and following each other around. Kind of weird. It's 2022. Francois is bored. This wasn't released that recently, was it? I thought this is much older. I didn't buy it. I bought this in 2022, maybe. Hard to always tell what year these came out. 2015. Huh. So I wonder why he decided to go a full giant 7 years in the future. Oh well. Seems in. Cover's obviously in bad shape, but it seems like it would be good reading shape. Get back to some of his. Now this kind of looks like something that I need to read. Is it about counterfeiting in the beach? Lawrence Shames. Shames is right. Novel by the author of Florida Straits. I don't know, Scavenger Reef with the parrot on it. What the heck is this about? When Augie Silver disappeared in a sudden storm, it was a lash felt initially by his young wife and a crew of drinking cronies. Oh, he was a famous painter, and I'm trying to look for all his paintings. I like just cheesy stories like this. Maybe this is something to it. I'm going to read this soon. Lawrence Shames. This got to be 80s, right? 94? Wow. That seems really late for something like this. Another James Lee Burke from the Dave Robichaux series. I wonder if I even have the same one and not hardback. I don't know. I usually keep a text file of all the stuff. But just another one in that series I found. Might as well collect them when I see them for $1. Oh gosh, this is heavy. Norman Mailer. The famous Norman Mailer. For his... Oh, I can't even see it. Harlow's Ghost. Or Harlot's Ghost. I think this is... I don't know, this is giant. This would take me a lifetime to go through. Added to the library in 2021. Well, I thought that's when I got it, so... I read one of Norman Mailer's. It wasn't Naked and the Dead. It was like American something or other. American Tragedy or something. And it was really quite good. I know he is a very... He accidentally killed his wife and something. He has a very weird and kind of checkered past, but it's a person that interests me and someone I'd like to at least read at least what they're thinking, good or bad. There he is on there. I don't know if I could get through this though. Oof, look at this. This is a book, alright. Ugh, that's too heavy to handle with one hand. And I guess the last one I brought out, what the heck is this? Oh yeah, everybody knows it, everybody loves it. It's The Torture Garden by Octave Mirabeau. Research put it out. This is weird, huh? I started reading this. I think it's a story is written in the late 1890s, maybe. It's a story about people who are at a dinner party talking about if torture is like if torture is an art form or something like that. It's really bizarre. I think there's pictures and all sorts of junk in here. So what the heck are we seeing? Oh, I put a little thing in here. Maybe that's where as far as I got. Like 12 pages. Not very far at all. A weird one to have, and it's in like coffee table book size. That's a good one to leave on, I guess. We're about 35 minutes in. Well, yeah, I guess next time we'll get to the end of my books to be read collection. I don't think I'll do the ones I've already read. That'd be kind of redundant in some ways. I've already talked about some of them, so maybe we'll wrap this one up soon and get back to our other topics. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me, and hopefully 2 or 3 people can watch this and get something out of it. But till next time, thanks.